You deserve to be exactly where you are right now. When I first started this channel, I knew exactly what I wanted to do. I wanted to make sure that I can inspire people, that I can share my emotions and my stories and my feelings with the hopes that somebody out there watching can actually gain some value from it and be able to apply any form of that value into their own lives so that they can improve it and learn from my mistakes. And what I find so interesting is that I think over the years, as I spend more time in the content world, I've kind of drifted from that. And I think the way that I've drifted from that is actually because of the way social media systems are set up now to steal your attention. An example of that is we now have short form content that is purely designed to take your attention via really easy, digestible, short form, bite sized pieces. And I definitely feel like I've gotten so caught up in trying to share my value. Or let me rephrase actually. I've gotten so caught up in how I'm choosing to capture my audience that I've lost astray of what I'm truly supposed to be doing with my content, which at the end of the day is to share value and content to you guys. So with that being said, this video has no edits on it. You might have a little cuts here and there, but there's no music. There is no major attention grabbing edits and cinematics to try to keep you reeled on this. All I'm really going to do here is I'm going to sit down and I'm going to talk. I'm going to share a story with you guys today. So let's go back to what I first said in this video. You deserve to be exactly where you are right now. And the reason I'm saying this, and the reason I mentioned my story of how I started my content was, for the longest time, I think that I was blaming the way social media is, and I was saying within myself that because systems have been designed this way and that I have to make content the same way that everyone else does, I can't do my ultimate goal and message anymore. And I think that I was putting a lot of blame on how the system is set up. But that's the problem. I'm trying to blame something else, when in reality, what I need to blame is myself. And this ties back to the first message, which is, again, you deserve to be exactly where you are right now. I deserve to be exactly where I am right now because of the decisions that I am making today and in the past, and because of the decisions that I will make in the future. And this is very important because this is a very key point, and it's a form of self-accountability that not many people can actually truly encompass. So I'm going to give you guys an example today. Today, I actually was at the gym. You know, I was getting in the gym. I was walking in. I was already feeling the pre-workout kicking in. I was feeling good. I was feeling amazing. I was walking in the gym, chin up high, you know, ready to get a pump, do some calisthenics, hit the bags, do some Muay Thai. And I realized something. As I'm walking in, I'm like, shit, I forgot my glasses. I actually can't see in the gym right now because I don't have my glasses. And the reason this is important is because there's a lot of people in the gym that know me and they recognize my face from a distance. But when I don't have my glasses, I can't recognize their face. So I end up walking around the gym not looking at anyone, and if anything, I actually might be ignoring people, not intentionally, but because I actually can't see them. I'm in the gym now, and I'm in my head. I'm thinking, oh, I forgot my glasses. Now I have to walk like a kind of like a dick, you know, just walking around. And then I go to my treadmill that I normally go on, and right before my treadmill, I like to put all my stuff in my bag, my phone, wallet, keys, put all in my bag. And as I reach for my left pocket, where my wallet usually is, it wasn't there. And you can see what almost seemed like a perfectly fine day went completely upside down because I lost my wallet. And two things came to my mind. Okay, I said, look, it's not in my pocket. I have to take the steps right now to determine where it could be and go check those places. So I backtrack everywhere I walked. I checked my car. I asked the front desk. And I do this multiple times. So I'm not just doing them once. I'm doing this multiple times. And I still can't find it. There's a high level of blame that I'm putting on myself. And this is very important. Because of the high level of blame that I'm putting on myself, what I'm actually doing is holding myself accountable in the future to prevent such instances from happening again. So, on back to the story, you know, I actually tried to do my workout. It was not, I was in my head the whole time. A couple people were talking to me, and I even knew myself that I was not consciously being active in my conversation with people. I was almost passive. I was literally in my head, which I don't like being, because it just means it's a form of, I find it a form of disrespect to the people that I'm talking to, because they're literally giving me their time, and I respect people's time. If you're talking to me, I will give you my attention and I will talk to you. But I was so in my head because of my wallet. So now I'm getting upset at myself for so many things. And generally I like to hold myself very, very accountable, and I don't like getting other people involved in my own mistakes. The reason why is I don't want to build a dependence on my external environment in solving my own problems. I lost my wallet. That is not the job of my friends in the gym to find it. That is not the job of the front desk to find it. That is not the job of my family to find it. It is my job to find it. That doesn't necessarily mean I'm never going to tell people. Like, I still shared that with people, you know, people out of their own genuine kind hearts. They tried to help me look for it. They tried to give me suggestions as to where I could find it. And to no avail, just couldn't find my wallet. So I come home, and now I'm checking everywhere at home. Okay, where did I leave it? Where did I leave it? And I could not find my wallet. It was just gone. And I'm so upset at myself. And I need to emphasize this. I am extremely upset at myself for losing my wallet. And I'm literally right here, sitting on the floor. This is what I was doing. I was sitting on the floor. I'm looking at myself in the mirror. And I was telling myself, you're a piece of shit. How could you lose your wallet? You are acting incompetent. You are not acting your best self right now. And I admit that I genuinely wasn't acting my best self. I was being a clown. Because what actually happened was, I ended up checking my old pants that I was wearing earlier in the day, and it was there. Which means I never actually brought my wallet to the gym in the first place. So how does that make me feel? That makes me feel a couple things. It makes me feel stupid because, for one, how could I not know that how could I have not known that I had left it there? Like, how? It never happens. It's very rare. I genuinely always make a conscious effort to not lose my things. I've had many bad experiences in the past already, but this time it slipped, so I lost it, and now I'm extremely upset at myself. But what actually makes me more upset at myself is how I actually consumed other people's time in my own problem that was of my own mistake. I had people in the gym helping me look. I had people spending their time trying to calm me down in the gym. I had people in the front desk taking so much of their time trying to help me find it. And I'm like, damn, like, for one, I am genuinely thankful and appreciative that I have good-hearted people in my life that are helping me find it. And at the same time, I can't help but be angry at myself for why this happened. So why am I doing this? You might be wondering, like, why am I actually blaming myself so bad and so heavily? And the reason I do this is because if you don't take self-accountability, you will always allow yourself to slide in moments that you are not acting competent. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be only about the term competency. Competency just means your ability to do something professionally, to do something well, to do something skillfully. And I get a lot of questions from people that ask me, like, how are you so great? You know, and I don't mean this to sound cocky, but people genuinely ask me, like, how are you so great? You know, like, you seem to always accomplish what you want. And how do you do it? And how do you do it at such a high level of focus and skill that Like the average human, like, doesn't even take that much time and effort and focus into one specific task. And I always tell them, you have to be self accountable. More than anything, you have to blame yourself for every wrongdoing in your life. And this is very important. Let me rephrase. It's not necessarily the word blame, because blame is a negative term, as in you are placing a negative reaction towards an action that you do. But what blame actually really means, what I actually mean by this, is self-accountability. And if I come back, say for example, a lot of people look up to my consistency in the gym, and I get a lot of DMs, like, bro, how do I stay motivated? How do you do this? How do you do that? Like, how do you stay so focused on one task and get what you want? And I tell them, you have to hold yourself accountable. And what people do is, for example, a lot of people start going to the gym, they go for a couple days, and then they'll have one day off, and they'll think, oh, it's okay, you know, I'll just go tomorrow. And then the second day comes, and they're like, oh, shoot, like my schedule's actually packed today. I can't go today. I'll go the next day. And then it gets pushed back the next day, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day. And what they have, let me rephrase, what I have that they don't is the blame, is the self-accountability. Because if I miss a day and I say that I have to go tomorrow, I have to go tomorrow. There is no other option. I am holding myself accountable. If you are currently in a position in your life where you are not happy, perhaps you don't have the body you want, perhaps you don't have the money you want, perhaps you don't have the characteristics that you want within yourself. You are the only person to blame for that. It has nothing to do with the external environment around you, because at the end of the day, we are always making a decision of what to do. If a majority of your day is spent on your phone scrolling, it is not the apps are not the problem here. It is not Instagram's fault that you are not where you want to be. The true fault is you're the one choosing to open Instagram. And you're the one choosing to spend hours and hours on Instagram. And therefore, you must blame yourself for why you are not where you want to be. You deserve to be exactly where you are. And that is a key point and a key lesson that you must understand about yourself. Literally anything in your life you can quite literally get if you actually held yourself accountable. I'll give you another example. For the longest time, it wasn't even long. When I was in accounting, I was in the corporate accounting world for about 2 years. And about 1 year in, I told myself, you know what? This is not where I want to be. I have to eventually quit. I have to eventually get myself out of here and do something different, because I genuinely do not see myself here for the rest of my life. And this is something that many of you guys relate to, or you will eventually relate to this because you are not yet in your career or your future idea of what you think you want to get into. And at some point within that time while I was in accounting, I have to be accountable and pull the trigger to leave. And if I don't, the only person to blame is myself. It is not my job keeping me there. It is not the circumstances of the economy and how difficult it is. It is not the financial situation at home. Because what you're going to come to realize is, if you know that all these obstacles in your life are already there, why aren't you planning around that to make what you want work? Why? And that's something that I did myself when I was in accounting. So I eventually had to pull the trigger. And before I pulled that trigger, I had to understand first, what are my circumstances? Okay, I'm living at home. Should I move out? If I move out, will I be able to make this decision? Who knows? I don't know. But will I probably be able to make this decision better if I choose to delay when I move out? Probably. Is it smart for me to start living this new life where I have a full-time job and to start spending it like no tomorrow? Probably not smart if I want to quit it. So I still have to act like I'm not even working a full-time job. And I think there's a great... The demands of the average human have definitely risen today. Our standards of living are constantly getting higher. And it is these standards of living that we do not want to go down in. Because if we go down in it, it feels like a downgrade, you know? And all of us have egos. And the reason we have egos is because, sorry, rephrase, not the reason we have egos. Our egos show because we refuse to go down in lifestyle in order to get what we want. In order to take 2 steps forward, you have to take 1 step back sometimes. You got to take that step back to take the 2 steps forward. But people don't even want to take that 1 step back. So what happens is they stay there forever. They stay in that exact spot forever. And because the standards of living are always getting higher, it's absolutely crucial for you to understand, what is your current standard of living? Are you trying to get higher? And is it feasible for you to get higher? Is it in line with who you want to be and what you want to achieve? And if it's not in line, why are you doing it? Why? You only have yourself to blame if you make that decision. So, with that being said, I want to remind you guys again that you are exactly where you need to be. I am making this video because I have delayed the concept of trying to share my value and my stories and my ideas and my concepts with you guys. And I've delayed it for so long to the point where now I'm finally like blaming myself. Like, you are the reason, Chris, why you're not posting these videos. It has nothing to do with the algorithm, has nothing to do with the post. You're just choosing not to because you're blaming it on other things. Today, when I lost my wallet, I blamed it on myself. And as an extended form of punishment, that is actually a benefit to me. I am choosing to punish myself by posting this video. So here it is. I posted this video. This is me taking self-accountability. And what's funny is this is not even a punishment. Who is it a punishment for? It's a punishment for the side of myself that is always seeking short-term pleasures and comfort and conformity. This is out of my comfort zone. But my punishment is pushing myself out of my comfort zone. It sounds ridiculous, but that's actually why I made this video. I hope you enjoyed this video. If I didn't introduce myself, my name is Chris, by the way. My name is Chris, otherwise known as Legendaley. And at the end of the day, my goal with my content is to inspire people, is to share my stories, is to give value to you guys. Because at the end of the day, that is why I wanted to start this page. There are no edits here. I am not selling you anything here. There's no course in the description you need to buy. There's nothing here. It is just me sharing my experiences with you. And who knows? This video might be the start of a new side of me. You are exactly where you deserve to be.